Welcome, welcome. Hello. So, I'm going to give it a few minutes to see if any ladies are able to join the chat. And just draw my Reiki symbols. Welcome. So hopefully you can hear me over the music. I'm just going to put some note here in the comments. Let's see here. Cool. And I need to pin it. Pin. Beautiful. So, while we are waiting for the feminine to arrive, what I'm going to do is just start talking about some of the questions that came up in the DMs when I was talking to the feminine about Tantra and seeing where their curiosity was at, just to get the conversation started. So, the first question, what is it? And this is for the ladies who were responding to my poll about that I put in my stories a few weeks ago, asking like what the word Tantra brings to mind for the feminine, right? So I'm going to answer that question first. So what is it? This is such an interesting question to answer because Tantra is a lot of things. And to try and like summarize it is a little tricky, but I will say this about it. Tantra is a practice. It's not a quick fix. It is a practice that requires some motivation, some dedication, right? And awareness. It requires awareness, being in the present moment, being connected to your body, to your feelings, to sensations. It really requires us to be present as sensual beings or as beings who sense, and honoring those energies within us. Tantra is about connecting to ourselves energetically, honoring our sensuality and our sexuality, and it's also about beginning to understand the energies. Hi! Hello, my love. It's about beginning to understand the energies within us, our sexual energies, and how they flow within us so that we can work with them and harness them for greater pleasure and empowerment. So, in a nutshell, that's what Tantra is about. It's about elevating sensuality and sexuality to higher levels. And I'll be going more into that in the Tantra for Women workshop that's happening next Tuesday evening on the 19th. So that was the first question. What is it? The second question was in, I just know I want to know more. So as I was doing these polls, posting them in my stories and just seeing like what kind of conception, perceptions were around Tantra, there's a lot of people who are like, I've heard of it, but don't know what it is, but I do want to know more. So that's in response to the second one, when I asked those people, like, what do you want to know? And they're like, I just want to know more. So if Tantra, for her, is something that you want to know more about, how you can apply it to yourself, how you can apply it to your partnerships, I encourage you to sign up for Tantra for Women, the workshop that's happening next week. Okay. So the third question I'm going to respond to is the one that I had in my poll about what do you want to know about Tantra and like applying it to your life. So someone that I spoke with had mentioned that they were looking to engage in tantric practices, but non-sexual tantric practices, right? Because I think one of the misconceptions around Tantra is that it's all about sex, and it's not. That's like 10% of it. The majority of it is about consciousness, awareness, presence, and engaging from that space for greater intimacy and experiencing of pleasure and connection with yourself and then with your partner. So let's say that your partner is not on the same page with you in like the passion, like sexuality realm. Let's say that like you've been together for a long time and the spark has kind of like fizzled and you're looking to like not just bring it back, but to like connect even deeper with your partner in a way where it's like really deeply fulfilling. And so you want to try this practice, but you feel like maybe your partner might not be open to it. So, but at the same time, you want to be faithful to your partner. Like you don't want to engage in a sexual practice with another person, but you want to nurture your own practice, your own tantric practices, and then like kind of like bring that into the intimate space with your partner, right? So there's a couple ways that you can go about this. One way is by nurturing your connection to yourself very deeply through Tantra. So getting very familiar with your Shakti, your Kundalini energy, learning how to work with it, learning how to harness it, learning how to move it, how to navigate all of that. and then activating yourself in that way, and then engaging with your partner in that more intimate space, and notice what changes unfold from you doing the work, right? From you doing the practice, and then bringing it into that container with your partner and seeing like what kind of energetic shifts happen. So that's one way to do it. Another way to do it is engaging with a tantric partner in like a group setting, like a pod. Like, let's say you decide to study the tantric practices, you are going to you're going to these gatherings, and you're learning about like the fundamentals, and you're engaging with other people in those spaces who are also learning about them. And so in that way you get to experience those tantric practices with a partner, right? And building up the energy that way, and then bringing your juicy, charged up self back home to your partner. And the idea here is that when you start doing it yourself, seeing how your energy shifts, not just for yourself, but also in relationship with your partner, right? So, and all of this, of course, with your partner, like being aware that you're going to be studying these, techniques or these possibilities to empower yourself and connect more deeply with your sensuality and all of that. Can't, like, 9 times out of 10, they're going to be down for that. Like, when people come together into relationship with us, they come into relationship with like this version of us that they think is like, this like wonderful version, and then over time, like that may seem like kind of dulled or something. So usually partners are like very open to like, oh, you want to like try these like really juicy practices, like, yeah, that sounds amazing. And so the idea is that when you go and do these practices, and you learn about these practices, and you engage with other people who are learning about these practices, and then you bring it back home, the idea maybe is that it not only shifts the energy in your partnership, but also maybe they start to become curious about it, and they're like, I want to try it. I want to learn about it. And if they don't, that's totally okay too. Like, it's all about doing this for yourself, right? It's all about doing this for your pleasure, for your satisfaction, right? For your enrichment. So like, if it comes into a place where, they get activated too and they want to come in, beautiful. If not, then you're just an activated queen. And if there's any fears around the possibility of losing yourself in those tantric practices while you're in those containers with other partners who are also learning about, those practices, be it a class, a workshop, whatever, you don't have to worry about getting swept up in the passion and the lust, because if you're doing it in a container where there's a facilitator, they're going to make sure that your focus is strong and in the present moment, because the whole practice of Tantra is about harnessing the energy, not getting swept away by the energy, depending upon like what your intention is, right? So Tantra practices are really to help you learn how to harness your sensual energy and not only use it for intimate practices, but also using it, for personal empowerment practices, right? You can use it for rituals, you can use it for manifesting, you can use it for anti-aging and longevity. Like, I call it more of a lifestyle, but using it as a practice helps you to harness your sexual energy for so many amazing things. Hi, my love. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. It's good to see you. So, if you have any questions, if you're watching this later, if you have any questions around that scenario that I just painted before about engaging in non-sex tantric work and for yourself, and then bring it back to your partner, and how, any concerns around that, feel free to DM me if you feel like it's a sensitive thing that you want to talk about, if you have questions about it. And the last question that I got in my DMs from the feminine. Hi. Hi. So the last question I got in my DMs from the feminine was around, again, what would you like to know about Tantra, for you as a woman? And the response was maintaining our power when we're intimate with our partners. Now, this is a big one. This is a big one. And this is kind of like a multifaceted response for that. Oh, thank you, Energy Kid. Receive that. So, maintaining your power when you're intimate with your partner. Like I was saying before, Tantra is really helpful for harnessing our sexual energy. Being conscious of it, in that harnessing is part of maintaining our power, right? Oh, blessings. Blessings, good. So Tantra will help you harness that energy to maintain your power. Because it makes you more conscious of how you're using your sexual energy. And this goes into the way of, there's like two main ways of engaging in sex, right? There is the, I guess, normal, everyday, I'm gonna get a little coarse here, but it's a normal, everyday, I'm horny, I want to get laid, all of that kind of stuff, let's just do it, and it's kind of like to scratch an itch, right? Or maybe you're doing it to relieve stress, or maybe you're doing it so that you can go to sleep, whatever it is. And this isn't just having sex with another person. This is also self-pleasure, right? So all of that. And then there's the other practice of being fully present and aware and conscious of the energy that's rising up in your body, and instead of just letting it be concentrated in the pelvic and the genital region, you're focusing on raising that energy up through your energy centers to help you raise the frequency of your sexual energy, help you raise your consciousness, and also to spiritually expand, right? So also to have a deeper connection with yourself, with your partner, all these beautiful things, right? So in maintaining your power when being intimate with someone else, Tantra helps you with this. Because if you're just doing like the regular, like getting laid, I'm horny, whatever, you're not going to maintain your power doing that. You're actually losing power in a sense. And especially with the kind of orgasm that you have. But that stuff I'll go into deeper. Sorry. Greater detail in the Tantra for Women workshop next week. So if you want to learn about the different kinds of orgasms, climaxing, and which ones spend your energy and which ones actually build up and nourish your energy, come to that. So long story short, if you're engaging in intimate activities in the way to scratch an itch, get temporary satisfaction, like all that kinds of stuff, then you're going to be losing power. You're going to be losing your chi. You're going to be losing energy. When you do it the tantric way, you're holding on to your energy, you're becoming stronger, you're becoming more self-aware, and you're also becoming more conscious of your energy as well as your partner's energy. So when you come together, you come in together into oneness with the divine. So Tantra will help you maintain your power when being intimate with your partners. Now, if you are looking to really more like have a reset between partners, like let's say you're not in a relationship, but you're just like dating, casual, whatever, seeing a lot of different people. Maybe you're in a poly situation and there's a lot of energies that can get mixed up because the feminine is a vessel. We are vessels. Women are vessels. Our wombs, if you don't have a womb, our yonis collect energies. And it's really important to reset that space. If you're with one partner and then you're with another partner, like you want to reset that space between partners. And so a really beautiful way you could do this is with a yoni egg and ritual to kind of like, you can cut ties if you want to, if you don't want to engage with the person again. But if you're just like, no, I need to reclaim my yoni space, my womb space, I need to reclaim it, then you can use a yoni egg for that to reset that space. Usually made out of crystal. I would recommend a crystal like obsidian. Very strong energy for clearing and banishing. But I will get more into that in the Tantra for Women workshop next week, if that is something you would like to know more about. So those are a couple of ways that you can maintain your power while being intimate with your partners. Resetting your yoni space, resetting your vessel, practicing Tantra to be aware of your sexual energies, all of those things. So those are all of the curiosities and questions that I had from the feminine when I was talking to them in the DMs. So I'm going to open the floor now. And if there are any questions that I haven't responded to, any topics that I haven't covered that you would like to know more about, that you have questions about, you can either drop them in the comments, or if you are watching the replay, you can drop them in the comments there, or you can send me a DM if you're like, it's a private question. It's all good. It is all good. So, that is all that I have. The Tantra for Women workshop is on the 19th. It's next Tuesday at 6 p.m. via Zoom. The link to sign up for it is in my bio. It's only $12.12, so it's low risk. And I will make the replay available just like how I did for Tantra for Men. So if you're masculine and you're watching this now or later, and you're like, dang, I wish I had signed up for the Tantra for Men workshop, the link is in my bio. The replay is available. You can go get that there. All right. And trying to think if there's anything else. I don't think I have anything else. So, any questions for me? I'll open up the chat now to any questions from anyone around Tantra. I had reserved it earlier just for the feminine, but anyone who has a question or curiosity about Tantra, I'm happy to answer it for the next few minutes. All is great. Phantom of the Chakras, do I know you? Or are you just popping in to say hello? I hope all is well with you too. No questions? Okay. I will leave you with this. Reiki has been transmitting this entire time. I drew on the symbols before I started the broadcast. I've had really beautiful 888 frequency music playing in the background. So when you're watching the replay, you'll be receiving all of that juicy energy. And I will be doing Tantra for couples next month. And I'm going to do it via Zoom. How do you mean? Tantra advice for Pisces? Is that your question? Can you clarify? Is that what you meant? Okay. That's a very broad question. Are you single or are you in a partnership? Okay. So Tantra advice for Pisces in a partnership. The best thing I could recommend is be sure to take time at least once a week. You're welcome. Be sure to take time at least once a week to set up a container for you and your partner that's very intentional, where there's no need to hurry, there's no need to rush, and the two of you can be completely focused on each other and take your time taking each other in, engaging all of your senses, practicing circular breathing with each other. You should come to the Tantra for Couples workshop when I do it in January. So if this isn't a practice that you're doing already, I would recommend doing that. If it is something that you're doing already, then I would recommend tuning into your partner and asking them, like a check-in, like, how are you enjoying things? What would you like more of? Because we tend to forget about that when we're in partnerships. Okay, good. And is it the kind of thing where you missed the whole conversation earlier, but are you doing the kind of thing where you're doing lovemaking, or is it like just sex? Okay. That doesn't quite answer the question, but if you're not comfortable, saying it, that's okay too. Okay, awesome. Yeah, I will keep you posted on the Tantra for Couples workshop. We'll get into greater depth there about like practices and stuff like that. I would recommend listening to chakra, like the 7 chakra frequency music on YouTube. Like both of you listen to it before lovemaking, so that all of your chakras are activated before you come together. And after you listen to the chakra mantra music for all the 7 chakras before coming together, and they come in different lengths. They come, I think, from like 5 minutes to 20 minutes, however, long you both want to do it for. But when you're in that process, when you start to engage for the lovemaking, you start feeling the arousal start to unfold. Notice where it's happening, where it's unfolding in your body, and see if you can start to move it around to other places in your body. And I will leave it there. I don't want to give it all away. I don't want to give it all away, but I will keep you posted about the Tantra for Couples workshop in January. Okay? So, thank you for the question. That was fun to answer. I'm going to go now, and if you're watching the replay and you have any further questions, please feel free to reach out. I don't bite unless you want me to. Just kidding. Just send me a DM if you feel like the question is too sensitive to post under the comments. And I will see you at the Tantra for Women workshop on Tuesday. Bye, my loves.